on this computer. Thank you.
Yes. Click on that and it's
Okay,
recording.
got it. Got it. Okay, thank you so much. So we'll pretend like that was beginning. It's fine. So just to recap, Tammy, since you just joined too, I was just saying that we are official. We're in the agenda and we're just going to follow that along. Joyce gave us a nice little benediction, and so we're just going to launch into the agenda. So I'm going to take care of publishing the fact that we've incorporated into 2 local publications. And I'll look into also filling out this form, which is it's something that the Department of State requires, that in order for the profit to solicit for charitable donations, we have to fill this form out and register. So that's where we are now. We're caught up with that.
Okay, that's that BCO 10.
Yeah, the BCO 10. So I think the instructions are probably longer than the form, but I will look into that and get that squared away.
Claude, do you know anything about that?
Which
The
repeat what
BC
were you asking?
The BC 010.
No, I don't, but I probably can look it up as fast as anybody else.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure it's something that we really have to do.
Right.
But I think it is. You would think that if you are a nonprofit, that being able to solicit for donations should be a part of that package.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
and so that's the only reason why I'm puzzled as to why we need an additional form. But so
If you're not soliciting and you're not receiving grants or anything else, then this one I don't think you have to fill this form in.
yeah, I know in due time we will, because I'll quickly mention the Front Porch Project, which I think most of you have heard of by now. But Front Porch Project we will be using Camp Curtin Neighbors eventually to be able to be the fiscal agent for that project. But we'll get more into that a little bit later. So, but then the other thing too is, if we have small projects outside of Front Porch, so let's forget about that for now, but even if we have small projects that we want to do, like service projects, and I know in particular, Joyce and I had talked to a lady named Veronica from BB&T. She's actually the CRA officer, and she said, we have some small funds, so if you ever want to do a service project, or even if you're having a meeting and you need a little bit of money donated for meals, we can help you out with that. So eventually we are going to definitely need to have something set up in place. So there's that. So the next thing is, I just wanted to mention, and it's not as relevant right now since we're not really doing in-person meetings, but I did want to mention that it would be great if we had a host, or if we did want to have any community meetings this year, because we're homeless right now, technically. So some of the places that I thought about that we could ask if we needed to have a community meeting would be Fair Housing, because they're right there on 6th Street, Macedonia or Wesley Church or Goodwin, or even the Hub could be potential places. Anybody think of any place else?
I think we have some agreements with the Fair Housing.
Okay.
I finally got with Wanda today. I'm going to talk to her tomorrow. She's updated me in regards to the Hudson building, and actually why she's been so busy with the evictions and everything, and help office and what's going on. And that's been taking up a lot of her time right now.
Yeah.
I will be talking to Rhonda tomorrow at around 6:30.
Okay.
In regards to having our meetings out. I'm quite sure it wouldn't be a problem.
Okay, good. She's actually volunteered to be one of our advisors as well.
Yes.
So that would really work out very nicely if she could, if Fair Housing could host. So, okay. All right. We're good there.
Yeah. I can also say something to Shannon, because I sit on the board of Fair Housing and I'm the vice president. So I'll ask Shannon if there's an issue, can we do that something?
Okay.
Yeah, well, he's a board and I'm a board member.
Yes, I said. I also can use Bellevue Park. In the park we have a clubhouse, but once the COVID stuff releases, then if you need that, I can basically get that set up too.
Okay. All right. Good. Good to know. So
I have a formal dining room. that could sit about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, yeah,
But, you know, I think the fair housing is a local
okay.
in the state.
Yes,
Right, and that, those would be really
Yeah.
for the community meetings where we might potentially need bigger space. I think for our own board meetings, that meeting in someone's house, I think would be fine, because like
Okay.
I have, my table sits, you know, I could probably get 10 people around my table here. I know
Yeah.
Joyce has a nice big house now, so I'm not as concerned about the actual board meetings, but I did just want to list those dates out for everyone, just so you had them in one place. So obviously this is January 7th, and we're just doing this basically as an orientation meeting, and then we'll have quarterly meetings to plan for the following month's community meeting. And that's really it. I didn't want to overburden anybody with having like monthly meetings, because, you know, everybody's so busy these days. So I figured a quarterly meeting, I hope most people can commit to, and keep them to under an hour, and anything else that we need to talk about,
Good.
we can handle that offline if need be, so.
And we can always call emergency meetings, so that's not.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, Joyce,
Yes, young lady.
you mentioned Wanda. I wasn't sure if is that Wanda
No,
Williams?
not Rhonda.
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 Wanda. Okay, because I said
Rhonda
who's
Mays.
Wanda Mays? Okay, because I'm like, who's Wanda? Okay.
Rhonda Mays.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, thank you.
Just Becky, I just want to go over some of the stuff that you mentioned, the front porch project. How many houses do we have?
Well, last year we had 22. I haven't reached out to anybody this year to make sure everybody's on board, but I'm
Okay.
still considering it to be 92 and looking for about $105,000.
Would you say 92 houses? So you
20,
said 22 houses.
22, looking for 100K.
Okay.
have you reached out to the city for any type of funding, Harrisburg Redevelopment Authority or HHA?
We did speak to the mayor and a couple of folks on his economic development department. So Nona Watson and Jamal Johnson. So, and we did get a letter of support from the city, and they said they would help send potentially some contact people from some banks that we could talk to. And it's really the CRA money that we're going after.
Okay. Also, Dave Mattson, because he's responsible for business redevelopment
Okay, yeah.
on the city council. And Dave,
Okay.
yes, Dave's a neighborhood guy.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, I'll reach out to Dave as well. So, but I have a contact for Mid-Pinion Bank. So there's an online application for that. And then M&T Bank, I have a contact person for that, but that would be a smaller donation. That I was told to ask for no more than $5,000, which
Okay.
honestly is.
Well, I was going to say one more person. I know this may be, his name may not go over well, but Alex used everything to help build Midtown. So now it's time for Alex to basically ante up some money for the rest of Harrisburg, because he's going to run a slate of candidates this year. So guess what? It's nothing free, Alex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is that? Is that the bird?
Alex Hartzler. Yes.
Okay.
He's
Do you have any contact information for
I'll
him? Or?
pick a Berg up into it, but you can mention my name if you get in contact with Alex. Alex, show some favors.
Yeah, because I do hate to contact people cold, because
They'll know Clark Phipps basically reached out to him, and come on, Alex, okay, because I know you're gonna come looking for favors.
Do you want to contact him, Claude?
Yeah, I can say something, Alex. I meet with Nevin tomorrow, and I'll say, okay, Alex, I need a favor out of you, big one. Okay. Again, because the person these people you're going to run this year, they're going to come back and speak all of Harrisburg. Well, dollars speak all of Harrisburg too. So put something in the pocket. And this is a great program. We're talking about rebuilding. The porch projects. We're talking about helping rebuild. You could run that in your Berg paper, a couple of editions, and you would get a lot of hits. Okay, so yeah, it's just marketing. But I'll reach out to Alex.
I appreciate that. Thank you. That does help. Like I said, it's so easy for people to rebuff you if they don't know you
Know
or
you.
know a person connected to you. So that does
Okay.
make it easier. Appreciate it.
So Becky,
Yeah.
I have another question. What about the lady that Marion over there in Lancaster for the,
Oh, the L-Hop,
yeah,
Miriam.
Miriam,
I-
I forgot her last name.
Yeah, I can reach out to her as well, just to see if she has any funding sources. Yeah.
Yeah, because Miriam was she was like, we wasn't really, now we're legit.
Yeah, yeah. You know, with trying to get everything set up and other stuff, I really have not had a chance to even focus on Front Porch. But now that, you know, we've got Camp Curtin neighbors set up, I should be able to have some time to
Yeah,
do some of the outreach. So, yep.
yeah, just to go back over it, because this way we can, because she was very interested, because
Yep.
she was interested in Harrisburg, but it was that there was nobody doing anything.
Right.
Everything wasn't doing, but she's doing a lot in Lancaster, so we're doing something. We have a plan, so I think she would go and come on board.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll definitely reach out to her. And then I just listed the community meetings. You know,
Okay,
will be open, you know, open for everybody, and you know, put those on Facebook and all of that good stuff. So those dates are there as well. So as part of the rebranding, they're going on to number 4, as part of the rebranding for Camp Curtin. I know last summer when Joyce and I were kind of started talking to a couple other ladies who started kicking around some ideas and some concepts, and we really didn't kind of went by the wayside temporarily. But I just wanted to mention that I do have some logos. I think Joyce, you had one too, but I have no idea where that is.
I can show them the logo for that I think we came up with for the banners
Yeah,
and what it says. So
yeah. If you were able to find that and email it.
can everybody see it? I got it in front of my face.
Okay, hold on. I don't have my screen up, so.
I think mine is up.
Move it up a little bit.
Yeah, we can't. You have it too low.
Okay, put it up.
Perfect.
Okay, all right, there we go.
Yes. Looks
Yep.
good.
Okay.
That looks real good.
Can you find that electronically?
Oh, that's nice and colorful.
Yeah. Me and Becky and a couple others decided to do this, and this is what the banners will look like on 6th Street. I think we're going to do, I think it was 20 to 21 banners.
Yeah.
It's every other pole or zigzag or something like that. We counted them, and we want to get this out. It's going to be funded by Fair Housing.
Okay.
Right. So there was a small grant that Rhonda was able to come up with.
Yeah.
To do this, and this is on the lamp post
Yeah.
on North 6th Street, like from Maclada Division is where we had wanted to put them up. So similar to what Old Uptown has, and Allison Hill has, we wanted to do a similar concept. But I did, like I said, I came up with some other logos that could be used in addition for some other. So if you want to click on that link, you can see some of the ideas. But, you know, these really would be something that would go in publication and potentially t-shirts down the line and that type of thing. So it's just really some basic sketches that I think, you know, I really just wanted a real simple icon that would stand for the historic Camp Curtin. So basically the row house type of concept and different variations of that. And then the other thing I thought of, if, you know, folks are more of a history buff and they're more interested in taking that kind of, you know, turn into it, you know, in other words, looking at the actual Camp Curtin military installation, you know, we could do something that plays into that. So like the fife drum is what I thought of would be maybe a good representation for that historical aspect of Camp Curtin. Something that's not necessarily, you know, a weapon that may denote Civil War. So just something I wanted to kind of kick out there. If anybody else has any type of thoughts or ideas about, you know, logos, definitely you can pop them onto this PowerPoint here, or you can either email them to me as well. And at some point this spring, we can try to finalize something.
That would be nice.
Okay.
I definitely love t-shirts.
Yeah, I really want to get
We can get
t-shirts.
a discount too, because there's discount because we got the 501c3.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So,
Yeah, people love to buy t-shirts.
yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and plus when we go out and we're out there, we're out and about and we're doing our little service projects and stuff like that, we really want to, you know, represent ourselves as a neighborhood organization. I'm gonna skip 5 for now because I wanna, this, because 5 is gonna take a little bit of time to go through. But I did want to mention that actually, after speaking with both Nelva and also with Kim Jarrett, who was on our call, the last Zoom that we had,
Yeah.
they both mentioned something that I really overlooked, which was community health. So I really thought that that would be a good addition to our mission statement. So I did add a 5th pillar to our mission statement around community health. So, and coincidentally, this lady named Lorna from Penn State Health had reached out to me. She had gotten my contact information from someone, I think that's part of the neighborhood council, which is that group that Kate Rowe heads up. So she contacted me and she would be very interested. Here's the email here. I'll just read it to you. I would like to hear what health needs the community has and how we could assist in educating community members about cancer prevention, screenings, and the importance of early detection. Please let me know what your availability is, blah, blah, blah. So basically, you know, the next time we have a public meeting, maybe she could be there to kind of speak to that, or maybe she has in mind some other type of projects or opportunities.
And you know what, back about that, whenever you have representatives that are focused on, cancer, because you have all these different months. So that is the type of thing that every month there could be something different because there's usually a focus on some type of cancer every month. So that could become a real continuous source of activity, depending on what month it is and what cancer that is being, highlighted. So if she's just dealing in cancer overall, I think it would be a, really good connection to make because there's always going to be content. There's always going to be something, unfortunately,
Yeah.
that you can focus on.
Okay, yeah, I like that idea. So we'll definitely make a point of reaching out to her and see what she has in mind. She may even have some activities already set up. I'm not real sure. And I'm not sure how COVID impacts what her plans are as well.
When I look at that, we're looking at health, they're looking more at the physical health, but this Joyce is our meeting earlier today. Where's trauma? Okay, where's mental health? It's got to be part of that, a part of the discussion. I know Penn State does a lot on it, but trauma, pre-COVID, post-COVID, how do you cope?
Yeah, especially in our communities, absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, that becomes very pronounced. And, I'm looking, again, you look at Camp Curtin, you look at Allison Hill, they're the ones who are affected the most with trauma. The other parts of the city, I'm not, Midtown is not as affected. Landmark's not, Riverside, Bellevue Park, we're not that affected. But there's 2 communities that basically, it's okay. If they were less traumatized, I think the communities would look a lot different.
So
And I think we need to speak about that. And stop me if I'm wrong. I mean,
You're absolutely correct.
Okay, and I'm not just trying to single out communities, but we're talking about all of Harrisburg with linchpins. But there's like 2 or 3 things that cross all the communities in Harrisburg, and it's going to in the next year, 2021, trauma is going to be the levels of trauma. Okay, whether it's mental, whether it's I call physical trauma, it's going to increase, and it's going to increase because of COVID. Okay, and we're seeing those numbers now.
Yes, we are.
Agreed.
And I would say that I know we talk about funding sources, and I know this may be a little controversial, but we have these medicinal centers that are opening up, these medical marijuana places. One just opened up in Allison Hill.
Dope houses. That's what I call them when I fight against them.
But let's face it. I mean, they're here in our community, and that could be. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I inspected. I was in the one up here. they're pretty big operations, overall, and they need to commit to doing something in the
Yeah,
community.
and
Yes.
I'm glad you reminded me, they actually are. I met with them last summer, and also they're actually represented by Ryan Sanders.
Okay.
No, not Ryan Sanders, I'm sorry. David Dix of Luminous Strategies. And so he's agreed to kind of be the contact person, so that they do, one of the reasons that they got their permit to open up in Camp Curtin was that they invest in the community. So they have to.
Same thing on Allison Hill.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, same thing. So we definitely will take them up on their offer to fund something.
Yes.
Whether it be front porch or in any number of, revitalization projects. That's what they're there for. And David will make sure that they uphold their end of the bargain with that. So he's an advocate for us as well.
Did they commit to a certain amount?
No, not that I'm aware of. So once we kind of get settled and we figure out what projects we want to do and how much money we might need, then we can go back to folks like that and say, okay, well, would you fund us with this and that initiative?
Right, because I don't think their license is unlimited. I think it's supposed to come up under review at periodic, and it's interesting. Those types of businesses are the ones that some of our officials are embracing, but they're putting these businesses in neighborhoods that could use other type of funding. Okay, could use funding, direct funding, instead of like I said, I got to watch it because I was one. I was one who opposed the decriminalization of it to a certain point, unless you're going to do something with it. Vegas did it. Vegas, you put a sin tax on these guys and then fund the community with those sin taxes.
Right.
And that's what they did in Nevada.
Yeah. So one of the things that one of the gentlemen mentioned to me when I met with them was they do want to focus on helping citizens re-entering.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Becky. What's going
Because
on?
they recognize that here they are legally making a profit, and there's Black folks still in jail from the 80s and 90s.
Yes.
Who are still sitting there. So they recognize the hypocrisy of it, and they want to try to help fix it. So one of their huge pillars is definitely helping re-entering citizens, training, job placement,
Free programs,
all that
yes.
type of stuff. So just so you're aware.
Okay.
And then I wanted to mention that I am actually going to be working on our website. It's just a free, it's fairly simple and straightforward, but I would like to put as part of the website, because I want to put people, I want to put faces to our organization. So I would like to get a nice headshot, a nice pretty picture of you, along with a very short bio of all the board members. So could be up to 3 sentences or up to a quarter page or so, just kind of who you are, and specifically around Harrisburg. What do you do in Harrisburg, and what are you involved in, that type of thing. Because like I said, I want to put a face to the organization, and I want us to be an approachable organization. So I'll send out an email later, but I am gonna, just so you're thinking about it, and while you're looking, find your best headshot photo.
I get my hair done.
Proud of, and send me a few sentences about yourself, and I can help wordsmith it, or I could even write it if you're super busy, but I would prefer if you could do a draft and send it to me. So that's all I have to say about the website. So that said, I'm actually going to jump back to number 5, which is the SOP document. It's almost 7:30, so we have 10 minutes ish to kind of go over kind of meat and bones of what I'd like to talk about today. So if you go into that SOP, you click that hyperlink, and it will take you to, it says Camp Curtin Community Neighbors SOP. And if you go down to page 4, so basically this document is just all the notes that aren't anyplace else. So they're not in the bylaws and they're not in the articles of incorporation, just simply how do we get stuff done in the organization? That's kind of the point of this. It's just basic notes
Okay.
that we
Good.
have been trying to follow to get set up. But like I said, if you go to page 4, as I said, this basically is what I did was I took the mission statement that has started out as 4, but now it has 5 pillars.
Good.
And I started thinking about ideas of, okay, what ideas can we come up with to forward all of these, our mission? So my thought was that I would like to be able to pair one person from the Board of Residents with one person from the Board of Directors, and have us each as a team take each pillar and start to come up with some ideas. This is just stuff that I jotted down. They're just ideas, just real quick ideations, nothing's gospel. So I invite you to kind of take a look at what I wrote and add your ideas. Some of these are probably garbage ideas, but I always am of the mind that you got to start someplace. So even a bad idea is a good starting point to get us talking about the things that we could do to implement our mission. So for example, and I went in and because I know a little bit about everybody on the board, I tried to put you where I think your area of expertise is. If you want to do something else, then we can definitely move some stuff around. But I did want to have one person from each board kind of working together to try to figure this out. I never want to disconnect from the residents in Camp Curtin. So that it was very important to me to have one resident really look at these ideas. So I'll give you, great example. So I assigned myself to number 1, which was create a safe and beautiful community, because that is my background. So my background, if you don't know, is I'm actually have been in horticulture basically my entire adult life. So I have a degree in landscape architecture, and city beautification and all of that is really right up my alley. So this is something that I wanted to work on. So, and some of the ideas that I came up with is just street cleanup, a citizens patrol like Friends of Midtown has. I took that idea right from Kate's suggestion, vacant lot cleanup, that type of thing, blight remediation. And I would like to work with Teresa on that. I gotta remember how to spell her name. She's no H. So going down to, and front porch is under there too.
Right. The one you showed, number 1, let me get back to this. Your number 1, do you know Steve Early? He's Capital Region Water. Capital Region, they run a program, I think when it gets warm, the 30-minute clean Tuesdays. And yes, and that would be a perfect, Steve Early. He is.
Yeah, I know Steve.
Yeah, I know Steve. Yep.
Yeah.
Let me
Reach out to him, because we basically, when it's, I guess from March to November, we have those programs where we locate a place and we go out and we clean it.
Yeah.
Okay. and it's rotated.
Used to be the 2-minute Tuesday.
Yeah, 30 minutes Tuesdays.
It had to be 30 minutes.
30-minute Tuesday, but yeah, please reach out, for blight and A. When I would look at some of these, I'm just looking at how you put them there. I said F and A could be basically almost the same thing, but what I look at A too is that you want to also, when we were out there doing this, and we do this, we eventually get the neighbors, and we would do this weekly. The neighbors will see us out there cleaning up, and by about the 3rd time, they basically say, well, we can do this. We can help do this ourselves. This is where you said to the residents, their involvement. Hey, everything's not going to be done for you, okay? But join us.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. Yeah,
So can I ask a quick
I forgot about him. Yeah.
Can I ask a quick question? What does the 30-minute cleanup entail? Do they provide the manpower and the supplies?
Yes, they provide the tools, bags, and people. And we come through, and you pick a place and you clean it.
Okay.
Okay. And we report on it every month in our at the CRW's board meeting.
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll definitely get some more details from Steve about that.
Yes.
So, and not to, it's just because I'm watching my time here, I'll move on to number 2 real quickly here.
Good. Yep.
So number 2 was around reducing food insecurity in the neighborhood.
Ooh,
And
yes.
Miss Linda Bird Thompson is not on, I just realized.
Okay.
But I told her, I put her on this one, because I believe she works for the Department of Agriculture. And then also the future treasurer also could be someone that can help with this. And again, this can mean a lot of things, whether that's volunteering as a group at a soup kitchen, or just helping create a farmers market or expand the farmers market. There's definitely some ideas. I didn't really have a lot of good ideas for under that one. That's why it's kind of lean.
Right.
But I'm hoping that we can get Linda and someone else on that one.
Oh, this is me.
Here's number 3, mental and physical wellness.
Mhm.
And I was hoping perhaps Nelva could help with this one, as well as our future secretary, and help support that particular mission. So feel free to add some ideas to that.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just kind of drew a blank on that one.
Okay.
I know we definitely want to support programs, existing programs, like I said, the Penn State. And I know maybe even something as simple as getting neighbors together to walk, once a week or something, walk around Italian Lake, or I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
But I'm sure there's other stuff. I was drawing a blank on it. And then fair housing and housing opportunity. I thought perhaps Miss Tammy and also Joanna, and I don't think she's on our call today either, and she accepted the invitation. But both of you have that background in housing and all of that. So like I said, I put together a few ideas here. Feel free to use, delete, add, that type of thing, with a few links and resources. And then lastly, fostering community and family connections, Robert and Joyce. And this is the fun stuff. So social events, just getting together for fellowship, maybe a program or something for the kids. Maybe there's a summer event, just things like that to bring people together and get people talking and get people to start to know one another. That's really the purpose of that pillar.
I would like to be involved with the housing as well.
Okay, you want to tackle that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll add you.
That I'm affiliated with, that are coming to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that was my dilemma, Joyce, because that's a pretty major chunk of time, and I didn't want to overtax you.
I know, no, but it's not you. It's what I do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all. I've been involved with the Coalition for the Homeless.
Yeah.
And now and I've been keeping an eye on I've been with Fair Housing for quite a while.
Well, listen, maybe.
But I'm with projects. I got a project that's coming up, and it's gonna be for CCNU.
But what if we would have put Joanna?
Huh?
I could move Joanna down.
She could be on it. She can be on it. The more the merrier. You know, housing is a big issue.
Yeah, I know, but we don't have a lot of folks right now, so we need to spread ourselves out as we get more folks. So the concept here was that each of these pillars would be like a large committee. And as we do projects, there could potentially be subcommittees, but we will need, so for example, so if we have a fair housing committee, you and Tammy would be the co-chairs, but we still need to have additional committee members. Yeah. And so that's where we need to bring in our community folks.
Because don't forget, we also have a member that's was it Ruth Stoll is the one with the health the health issue.
Mhm.
She's still a member of Camp Curtin, you know, with us. And I
Okay,
spoke to her, she's the oldest member we got. She's 90 years old as
wow,
last week. And she wanted to know what we were doing, and I was explaining to her, but she would fall under the health too as well, because she has the free clinic in the neighborhood.
okay.
So
I'm gonna add her name here, just as a point. What's her
Yeah.
last name?
Stoll, Stohl. Ruth.
Okay. Can help.
Yes, Stoll. I think I spelled it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And she's 90 years old. I called her. She called me by mistake, and then we had a conversation, and I was telling her about CCNU and what we're doing and what our plans. She's very eager. She
Okay.
can help us financially too. I mean, she's our member, and she has the free
Mhm.
health clinic right here near the Episcopal Church.
Okay, well, would you be able to put her in touch with Nova? Or Nova, do you know her?
No, I don't think she knows her. Does she know her?
I do not know her, but I'd like to.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, she's
Sounds like
right now,
something
she's
great to
not in
know.
Harrisburg. She's coming back to Harrisburg sometime in the future. She's in North Carolina right now with her brother.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, please
Yeah.
connect us.
Yeah, if you have a,
And plus, I have, she has someone that's under her because of her age, that she's, you know, working the business, the free clinic.
mhm.
Maybe that would be the contact person that you would need to contact.
Okay, okay, great. Well, we got it all in, 7:40. Does anybody want to talk about anything? What are you watching? What are you eating? What are you cooking? What are you reading?
All I can tell you is the latest news in regards to the Hudson building was the guy went for a grant and he was denied.
I saw that on the news, yeah.
Okay, he has to reach out to the community. So CCNU, get ready, because I already told him before when he started, he said, I'm gonna reach out. Becky, you tried, I tried, and he never got back to us.
Hmm.
So now
was
he's
his-
gonna have to get back to us.
They give the denial reason. Why did they deny?
I think it's a lot of reasons, but I think basically he didn't have the support from the community, and he didn't have all his ducks lined up right.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll see if I can track him down. I'll see if I can track him down and say, listen, let us help you. You help us, we'll help you.
Right, win-win. Was it federal? Do you know if it was a federal grant?
It was the state. I always want to call it RCAP, but that's not what it is. It's
Okay. Mhm.
RPCA. I know that the folks at the bridge applied and they didn't get anything either. But then I saw WCI Partners asked for $5 million and they got $2.5 million to do some more gentrifying in Midtown, because that's what we need.
No, here we go.
They're gonna be doing
Alex is good.
I think they are RCAP funds. I think they
Alex
are
is
RCAP
good.
funds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna
Nope.
be doing another 100 rehabs over there in Midtown, Uptown somewhere.
Mm.
So,
Alex is good. I was going to say that right now. He knows where the throttles are. You know, again, this should also be tied to the late comprehensive plan. You know, because comprehensive plan took into account the Camp Curtin corridor. Okay, 7th Street corridor was more supposed to be transportation, but the Camp Curtin corridor was supposed to be more business and residential.
Right.
Okay, and they solved that, and it hasn't been. It's still in city council. We're going to keep. I think this month is when the final vote comes in. But something like this, you're going to let the building sit there as an eyesore, or you're going to do something with it. That should be a cornerstone of the comprehensive plan. Riley Street, you have the federal courthouse and those things there. Whereas the next major anchor is McClay Street. The next major anchor again would be Division Street. So there are three major anchors. How do you connect them? And how will the neighborhood, so, but what did you get from the neighborhood in support of that? I know I know the Y, they've got their own, when they want to do something, they can figure out how to get something done there. Okay, but you got 4 or 5 major cornerstones for the area, the Camp Curtin. What are you doing in support of them? And that was my big thing with the comprehensive plan.
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't take that in consideration. You
Yeah,
should have taken
I
that in
did,
consideration.
exactly. I actually did submit my public comment before the December deadline, and I stressed that we really want to do something and develop North Sixth Street between Division and
Yes.
Prairie and get it looking good. And that's why we picked that area for Front Porch too. But if we can turn that strip,
Mhm.
turn the rest of Camp Curtin.
Beck, I'm a product of that area. I grew up right there, Six and Pfeffer, when from Riley Street up, that was all black businesses, thriving black businesses. And within 20 years, you either, I won't say taxed them out, but you you basically didn't invest at all. You redlined them. I'm sorry,
Yes,
it's 1972. You
yes,
redlined Sixth Street.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
yes.
so you lost all the businesses that way. And how do we fix that? And that's not a secret. Alex was redlined, and he got his stuff for pennies on the dollar. Okay, and then flipped it around, and now it's a vibrant place. Okay, don't tell me you can't do the same thing.
Exactly.
I mean,
Exactly.
tell me that.
Sure.
I get an argument with public officials sometime about it. I said, guys, I was part of the input to the comprehensive plan. I see it. I know what it was. Can't tell me we can't expand that and turn that into a major business quarter, because that was what the goal was when the courthouses went in there. Okay, and as you can see, again, they're going to start building. The state's built it, put one of their major centers there. They're going to keep coming up the street there. And one thing about Camp Curtin, we're not landlocked. We have a lot of, I keep using we, but I grew up there. We have a lot of available land there for development, and I hate to say it's the acquired is relatively inexpensive. Okay, so that's something. It's just something for future thought.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is fair housing the only Chodo community? Is fair housing the only Chodo in the area community
Yes.
housing development? Okay, so the Y is not one. I didn't think
No.
they were. Oh, so it's just fair housing.
No, they
Fair housing.
tried, just fair housing.
Okay, all right.
And that's our Tri-County.
Yes.
Okay.
And Tri-County, they focus more on Allison Hill than basically up at Camp Curtin, and that's something
Yeah.
I need to talk to some people over there too. So you're supposed to represent the whole county,
Yeah,
not just her pocket.
I had an email out to Rebecca Wintermeyer, and I asked her, since Donnell left, I asked her, who do you have to replace her? Because
Jennifer.
Donnell was supposed to be uptown, because we need that person. We didn't know
Yeah.
who that is.
Jennifer Wintermeyer.
Yeah, Jennifer. Yeah, Wintermeyer. Yep. Boys, you remember the name and I didn't?
Well, I had a run-in with her. CCNU had brought them up on charges because they came into the community and tried to take it over. So their tactics were investigated or was put on books.
Yeah. So, and then, I talked to her and I talked to both Julie and her as well.
Okay.
And I said,
Absolutely.
we're setting up Camp Curtin now. Let's come back together, and I want to talk to you about what our mission, what we're trying to get accomplished here, what the mission is, and all of that. And so we want you to come help us, because that's what they're here to do.
That's what they're supposed to
So
do.
it's us driving what we want versus them coming in and dictating. So I hope they get back to me, because people like to just ignore people. It just drives me crazy.
I also say something too.
I just want to say a couple of things. We do have a couple of businesses that are willing to support us on 6th Street. Okay. I mean, when we went out, Becky, when we did that survey up and down the block, everybody had their own little section. The barber shop on 6th Street, across the street from Camp Curtin Memorial Mission Church.
Yep.
And the new guy that just is on 6th and Schuylkill, he has a shop, that new grocery store, whatever it is. He's willing to support us too. I mean, very friendly. If we can get the cleaner guy, I don't know if we talked to him, but I mean, everybody that's businesses on 6th Street, I would assume that they would try to pull together if we would just go and approach them and,
Right.
With a donation or help us out somehow, some
Yeah,
way.
exactly. Let's do something together. Let's just
Yes.
have them help us, send us some folks to help pick up or clean up or do something. I don't know. Maybe they can sponsor some trash cans on North 6th Street or
Well, no, at Capital Reach, and we did that. We, for our clean and green, and we still have trash cans there that basically was it was the stop the drop effort. And it was interesting. We saw a significant cleanup after we did that. It basically 6th Street didn't look the same. Okay, it wasn't trashy, and we still have those things. We still have those things. That this is where reach out to Steve Early. They'll the city said today, if you have the cans there, or things, they would pick it up, and Aaron's people would pick them up and empty them.
Okay.
Well, the other thing is that we don't have caps on our recycling bins. Other communities do. Okay, Stilton does, Allison Hill, some parts of Allison Hill does. Why don't we have caps on our recycling? Now, the update, does anybody have the update on Emerald Street, the dumping over there?
Well, that lady, I forgot her name, but she did get back to us today. Yeah, and she said that they picked it up. They picked up everything except for some old drywall. And she said she would bag the drywall herself and put it on the curb. But they came and got the mattresses and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, thank God for
Yeah,
that.
that was
All
just
right.
today. Yep.
Okay, so that was good.
Yeah, so that's exactly the type of thing we need to be doing, is just, putting pressure on the right folks to help us clean up and take care of some of these quality of life type issues, like burned out lamps and all that stuff. So, yeah.
Okay.
Anybody
Okay.
have anything else they want to talk about?
No, not right now.
Oh, or talked out? I know I am. I'm talked out for the day. I was up last night watching that foolishness going on in DC.
Oh, I was a good.
And plus I got up early, so I'm exhausted.
Mentally,
Was
right?
exhausted. That was definitely exhausting.
Yeah, it's crazy.
As I said, if they had been, and I'm looking at the Capitol Police, and the guys are just rushing past him. And I was telling my wife, I said that. So the guy's pushing past, and the cop kept retreating up flights of stairs. I'd have told him that you move again. I